Is going on YouTube? It's Alex here, and on today's episode of the YaBonks Show Live, I've got some cool stuff in store for you, including a giveaway I'll be doing randomly at some point during the show. So make sure that you stay tuned and are watching the stream for when I do that giveaway, so you might have a chance to win. And also, so much DeFi drama in the DeFi world. I don't know if you guys have been active in Discord or Telegram recently, but it is wild out there. So we've got a lot to break down there. A lot of news in the crypto world as well. Looks like we might be hitting a midterm bottom. Might have a little bounce coming up this weekend. Not sure exactly what's going to happen there, but that's my guess. And we might continue down a little bit lower. Who knows? Not an expert on that, but that seems to be the trend I'm seeing. And then also a whole bunch of other Bitcoin news with ordinals. Gosh, so much stuff going on. Government doing some shenanigans with Bitcoin. Also the debt ceiling, that's going to either be raised or not. Most likely 99.9% chance it will be raised again. As usual, as the can gets kicked down the road. There's just so much to talk about. And I'll also give you guys some updates on the animals at the sanctuary. So everybody, thanks for joining. How's it going, Deator? Good to see you, man. Glad you're here. And everybody else watching. Can you guys hear me all right? I did not have time to do mic checks. I just got in from a quick run and workout. So let me know if you can hear me. Let me know where you're watching from. And then we will get things kicked off. And let me know what you guys want to talk about today. There's so much going on. It's pretty crazy. So one of the things in the DeFi space, Seifu Go launched, as you know, and it seemed that there were some issues with the router configuration. So that got shut down, and they're going to refund everybody and relaunch that one. So that's interesting. And then Brian Legend saying he's going to sell his bag. And then he's said he's not going to sell his bag. And who knows? Who knows? DeFi's interesting to say the least. I don't know if you guys saw the crazy drama in the Lodge Capital Discord server. What was it? Was that yesterday or the day before? It was out of control. One of the moderators, somebody in the community that's well known, she took over the Discord server and changed everybody's names and unbanned everybody, and it was chaos. So that was interesting. We can get into that. If you guys saw that, let me know. Let me know what you guys think about that. I am trying to find out more information as things progress, just so I can get a grip on that situation and understand what's happening, so I can share it with my audience. Yeah. Hey, what's up, McFly? Good to see you, man. Glad to have you here. McFly, where are you watching from, by the way? Yeah, so, man, what a day. Hey, happy Friday, Serenity. I'm glad you're here. Also, after this live stream, Serenity Down Home Crypto is having his own live stream with Cyril Kier from Only Burns and Parrotly, both good friends of mine, and they're doing a show together at 7 p.m. Eastern, I think. So about 3 hours from now. So the party will continue after this show over on their channel. It's going to be a fun night for everybody in DeFi. Hey, McFly from the East Coast of Canada. Very cool. I grew up near there also. So I grew up in Ohio, right across the border from like Toronto and that part of Canada. So very cool, man. Beautiful part of the country. I've never been anywhere else in Canada except the East Coast side. So it's beautiful there. And what's up, Isa? Glad to have you here. Deline, glad to have you as well. So first things first, I think the big news is in DeFi is the Seifu Go launch. I know Seifu's somewhat contentious subject for some. I have a lot of Seifu bulls in my community, as well as Seifu skeptics, if that's what you want to call them. And I am somewhere in the middle because I've seen people make money on it and everything like that. And there's always hype and marketing with it. So it's an interesting thing to watch unfold. Seifu Go I looked at the chart. Oh gosh, let me see if I can find the chart for you guys. It was absolutely absurd looking because they couldn't sell because they messed up the router portion of it. I guess they got botted right off the bat. As soon as the contract was published, it got botted and somebody sniped it and probably got in for super cheap, and then everybody bought in on top of the sniping bot, and I think so this, my guess is the Seifu team probably turned off selling. They say it was a routing issue, like a technical error on their end, but my guess is they got botted, weren't ready for it, and shut the thing down basically. And now they're going to refund everybody and try again in about a week. And then to keep the hype and confusion going, Brian's like, I'm going to sell all my bag. And then everybody's like, oh, we're mad about that. And then he, like, just hours later, he's like, all right, I won't sell my bag. And everybody's like, oh, phew. But man, I don't know what you guys think of Brian, but the longer I've known him and watched him out here, the more entertaining he becomes for me. He's a character. Speaking of characters, from one character to another, man, he's out there, and if there's one thing he's good at, it's building hype and confusion and excitement and any kind of attention. He's very good at that. So I'll give him that. And I hope everybody in my community and everywhere else, does well in that project if they're going that route. So I do wish the whole Seifu community the best with their project and their groups of projects. I know a lot of my friends have launched projects that they're going to be launching on the Vulcan blockchain and all that stuff too. So that'll be interesting to see how that unfolds. Who else we got here? We got Mr. Pringles in the house, bro. Thank you so much, man. That is super generous of you. Super chat from Mr. Pringles. I'm here. Let the party begin. Who's the Unabomber guy? Well, I did not know that the Unabomber copies my fashion. But no, it's your boy YaBonks here, and thanks for that, Mr. Pringles. I really appreciate it. You're super generous, and it helps a lot for me keeping the channel going and the animal sanctuary. So I appreciate it. Funny Toro in the house. What's up, man? Lot of craziness. So who else we got here? We got Jared saying lots of apologies and yeah, man. Yeah. So interesting. I don't even know. Like the PR in DeFi is something else. It's so weird how things like change on the fly, and it's like I feel like there's some mind tricks going on, not just in Seifu, in all of these projects. All right. And I've been out here now for over a year and a half in this sector of DeFi. Like I've always been trading Bitcoin, at least for like 5 or 6 years, since like 2016, Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that stuff on central exchanges. But man, once I got into this side of DeFi, the EVM kind of chains where people are building projects with Solidity and stuff like that. It is interesting how these projects run their businesses and do PR and handle communication publicly with their communities. And I'm saying this as a generalization. All right. So apply this to your favorite project right now and just think of how they build the hype and change things, and then how they say face, and then and then they break your heart, and then they win it back, and then they build hype again, and it's a roller coaster of emotions. And I've learned to try to enjoy it. I pour myself a nice glass of fizzy bubbly. This is an orange LaCroix, not sponsored by LaCroix, but if you're listening, hit me up. And I'll plug your drinks, man. I'm shameless when it comes to promoting this stuff because I'm running a business here, guys, and I am going to be very transparent about that. So also, speaking of which, I got to do my plugs. I'm so bad at this. Speaking of, I got to say, support me on Amazon. In the description, there's a link there too. Anything you buy after you click my link in the next 24 hours goes to me and my channel and our animal sanctuary. So there's a commission, no extra cost to you, and it helps me out. I appreciate it. Thank you for everybody who's been doing that. It really helps me out. And also, I got like a buy me a coffee thing. You can buy me a coffee, it helps support the channel so I can keep getting up here and getting weird with you guys. And I really love doing it. It's my favorite part of the week. I'm so glad we're 4 episodes deep. I feel like I'm getting back into my swing of things, letting my hair down, putting the shades on, and just shooting the breeze with you guys. Not really caring about having to be super professional. Because when I do my sponsored interviews with projects and teams about their businesses and their technology and stuff, I try to be as professional as possible while keeping it fun. And, I try to dress decent and do a whole bunch of work and research and all that and come prepared. But on these Friday shows, man, I just want to come out here and hang out with you guys, do some giveaways, throw some money out to the community, and basically talk about whatever without having to get banned or silenced in Discord or Telegram, as I'm sure many of you are in many servers like me. So who else we got here? We got AC Trades saying, hey, cutie, what's up, Austin? Good to see you, man. Love the new channel. If you guys haven't, go subscribe to Austin's new channel, AC Trades. You can watch him live trade and see how he is making money doing prop trading and scalp trading, and he's doing day trading and swing trading. It's very interesting, and he seems to be doing well. So good for you, Austin. Glad you're here. Don, we want Austin here live talking about Truth Seekers. Austin, we should bring you on the show sometime. I would love to have you on here. The Truth Seekers thing, let me guys know what you think. More information's unfolding. I'm talking to people in different communities. I'm talking to Truth Seekers team themselves behind the scenes and other teams. And I'm trying to get as much information on everything as I can, just to make sure that the people in my community that are invested there, everything's above board and everything. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think about that project. All right, who else we got? John. What's up, John? Good to see you too. Don, join the live now. Oh, man. Rebea said, nice. We got Aaron saying, DeFi was fun the past year and a half. Now it's just too much drama. Yeah, man. Yeah. So I remember last year that it was still kind of the DeFi bull run, if you will, because there was so much hype, so much capital flying around, and basically you could fork a project like Seifu or Titano or Tomb or whatever, and boom, you would have millions of dollars in market cap within weeks if you had a decent team and marketing and stuff. And there were a lot of scams and people who took advantage of that. Don't get me wrong, but if you knew what you were doing and you played your cards right, there were opportunities, and you get lucky. There are opportunities to make money. And I know I made money. I know Mr. Pringles made money during that time as well. And now it's kind of slowed down, but the DeFi drama is still rampant. But there are plays out there still. I'm making money right now in a few different DeFi projects, mostly in liquidity farming at the moment. And we can break that down if you guys want to talk about that too. Deator said, definitely not buying Seifu Go. After the drama with Seifu, I'm not comfortable with it. Totally fair. I'm watching it, and if I see an opportunity for like a crazy hype pump, because I know I feel like Brian's gonna pump that. I might try to snipe it, but again, there's like the taxes and everything. You have to really be careful and know what you're doing, because you could think you're making 20% gain, but you might get hit by 30% of taxes in and out total. So and don't quote me on the numbers and the percentages. I'm just generalizing again. I don't know off the top of my head. AC said, what's up, Don? Hey, Deator from Belgium. Welcome, man. Very cool. How late is it in Belgium? 8, 9, 10 o'clock? AC Trades. Come on, Austin. It's been a while. Nate in the house. Nate said, love the outfit. I'm late, so I'm very lost. That is the general I think sentiment in DeFi right now. A lot of people very lost in a lot of their favorite projects. But there are some projects that are still building, still chugging along, and still printing. I'm still getting some decent rewards from liquidity farming in a couple different projects. And these blockchain launches coming up, we got Pulse Chain, we got Kyoto, we got Seifu Go and Vulcan and those things. There's potential in all of those for plays if you've got the time to sit down and do the research to make sure you don't get rugged or anything like that. And there's always risk involved. So be careful whatever you do, but there are plenty of opportunities out here still, big opportunities if you're willing to take a gamble on some DeFi stuff. And that's what we do here. Nate said, amazing tan though for a Midwest transplant. Thanks, man. I still get outside. I do I run about 5 miles a day on the hilly dirt roads out here in the countryside, and I get a good tan doing it. And then I also spend time with the animals, taking care of them here with my wife. So we're outside a lot. I do a lot of my work actually outside. So when I'm researching these projects and I've got like an AMA or something coming up, I'll sit outside with my phone and my notepad, and I'll be sitting there taking notes, coming up with questions, doing my research. Heck, I'll even be looking at code on blockchains on my phone while I'm sitting there snuggling a pig or I'm petting a goat. You guys know how it is. Hey, what's up, Raja? Welcome to the stream. We're streaming on a whole bunch of different platforms right now, so glad to have you guys tuning in from all over the net. Raja, my name is Alex, and my channel is YaBonks. Some people just call me YaBonks, and I am from originally Ohio, but now I'm in Florida, and I run an animal sanctuary in Central Florida, and I run a YouTube channel now. I also have a software engineering firm, but I put that kind of on the back burner while I do this YouTube thing that's been taken off and the animal sanctuary. Hopefully I can hire some more help here soon as all of my operations expand and we make more money. Dieter said, you think the next president for the United States is going to promote Bitcoin or crypto? Looked like a candidate is pro-Bitcoin. Very interesting. Which candidate is pro-Bitcoin? I'd love to know. I have not been following much of that recently. I know some people in my Discord community, discord.gg/YaBonks, were talking in our members only alpha section about like a Ron DeSantis coin and saying that they were going to buy it and hodl it until closer to the election. And then when it pumps, they're going to sell it. Because you know what happened with like the Trump NFTs, those things went absolutely bonkers. And this is a bipartisan channel, by the way. I do not care about political affiliations at all, right? But I love to make money and I love to help people make money as well. And I want us all to be out here getting it and making good lives for ourselves. And if there's a play, there's a play. So that's some of the hot alpha from the YaBonks Discord community, from the members only section, that some people are eyeing currently. I have not done much research on it, though. That's just from some people that are setting up some different plays. So, yeah, let me know which candidate you're talking about, though, because that will be interesting with how the regulatory atmosphere and the PR and the mass communications for not only the United States, but a lot of the world gets affected by the propaganda. Let's see here. Don, so Brian Legend, after launching so many successful projects, now launches a honeypot by mistake and blames PancakeSwap. I guess, you know, it won't be a honeypot if they refund everybody, but yeah, that's that. I was watching that chart just go up, and I'm like, there's not even one sell. What is happening? And it was up like 700,000% in like less than an hour, and I'm sitting there like, have I missed out on like the biggest play ever? But then I realized there are no sells. And I'm like, oh shit. So excuse my language, YouTube algorithm and those with innocent ears. But yeah, man, that was wild to watch. So hopefully everybody gets refunded. And then I hope they relaunch it and fix the routing issues with PancakeSwap. You know, I have seen a few projects run into issues with the router not being configured correctly and having to relaunch and stuff. I personally, and I'll put my conspiracy theory hat on, think that maybe they got, like, I know everybody's talking about the bot that sniped them right when they launched the contract, and I think maybe they flipped a switch on the contract to basically, that's my conspiracy theory. I could be completely wrong, so if I'm wrong, you guys, I'm sorry, but you know, if they got sniped and they wanted to relaunch, it's a lot easier to just say, oh, PancakeSwap's router side wasn't set up on their side right. I don't know. It'll be interesting as more information comes out. Mr. Pringles, I did swing trading once My girlfriend at the time didn't like it much. My wife also doesn't like it when I'm swing trading because I'm like high stress, high anxiety, glued to the computer. And if she's trying to talk to me, I'm like, I need a minute. And it's not good for the blood pressure, man. Not for me, at least. High stakes, high trading. Hey, Jay Steen in the house. What's up? A famous musician in the YaBonks community. His music's awesome. Go check it out there. Who else we got? We got Dieter saying, even if you were talking about crypto swing trading, she didn't like it either. And Mr. Pringle's about to go balls deep into PLS farming. And that is Pulse, I believe, on the Pulse chain. So I was just watching a video about Pulse chain farming this morning. Let me know what your strategy is and what your expectations are with Pulse chain and farming PLS. Snorky Pie said, sup, perps. What's up, man? Glad to have you in the community. Thanks for joining the members only club. Was that yesterday or this morning? It all blends together, but Snorky Pie, welcome to the club. I'm really glad to have you here. Funny Toro, have you gotten in on Pocket Ace's Voltec project? No, not yet. I actually have. I've been meaning to sit down and schedule a call with him to go over everything he's been up to. I really do need to touch base with him. It's been a little bit since we've had a long one-on-one conversation. Sleepy Mel, what's up, you box? Mel, I mentioned you earlier by implication. I was basically saying how a moderator in Lodge Capital went rogue and took over the Discord server. And I was asking if anybody in here was part of that and what their thoughts were on that. I'm talking to all the parties involved and just kind of gathering information so I can make a objective assessment of everything going on. And it was crazy last night when that all went down. So maybe a little unorthodox, Mel, but DeFi drama, man. I'm telling you, I don't even know. Y'all are wild out here. Y'all are wild. AC, I really dig this sleeveless sweater. Thanks, man. Yeah, this is my workout gear, the shirts and stuff. When I'm lifting, I got a good pump going. It gets caught here when I'm swole. So these things are the best for running and lifting in. I love these shirts so much. And JB said your governor is pro Bitcoin. Awesome. Good for him. I like to hear that. DeFi is the future, and anybody not embracing it and trying to work with it, I think is, shooting themselves in the foot and taking 3 steps backwards and 2 steps forwards. So JB said he said we are grown adults that can invest our money how we would like. I approve too. I totally believe in personal accountability. Lego Lord, hello, YaBonks. How you doing, Lego Lord? P21 Paul said, def looking buff. Thanks, man. I'm back on the health and fitness train. I've been running every day for 4 months now and back to bodybuilding for about 3 months. I'm bulking currently at the moment. And it's going really well. I'm kind of fluffed up from the creatine and stuff like that. But, muscle memory, even though I took 1.5 years to kind of build this business and let my body kind of waste away in front of the computer for months and months on end with very little sleep. Once I got my sleep back in order and started, dialing in my diet and getting back on an exercise program, once I was sleeping enough to recover properly, muscle memory bounced back in, and I'm getting my gains back pretty quick. So I'm catching back up to where I was, and then hopefully we'll keep making progress in that department. A healthy lifestyle is very important. Even in this hustle culture mentality we all have out here, I admit I fall prey to it, but you can't let your relationships and health completely deteriorate. You got to make risk reward calculations and calculated sacrifices with those things where it's okay, if I might lose 6 months or a year off my life in the future if I go super hard for the next 6 months or 8 months here, not sleeping right and working around the clock. Is that worth it for where I can get myself and my business and my family? You got to weigh those things and not let it get too out of balance. Balance is everything. All right. What else we got? Saw that one already. Lego Lord Nate said DeSantis and Kennedy are both pro Bitcoin. Yeah, I heard Kennedy is pro Bitcoin as well, and that's very cool. I love to hear that. There's some interviews I have bookmarked with him that I want to watch as well. But good for both of them. That's great. Don said, can't seem to catch you live lately, Austin. And Austin said, every Monday, same time, my friend. Yeah, I gotta hop more on your live streams, but I'm usually doing animal sanctuary stuff at that time. But I should at least tune in live while I'm out there with the animals. Don said someone bought 50K before 1 minute before the contract was announced, and that's in reference to Seifu Go, I believe. So if you think about that, you launch a new contract, it's got, your starting liquidity, which is usually pretty low for any project. Granted, Seifu probably had a larger liquidity than most of these smaller projects that launch out here at this point. But regardless, 50K, that first buy, that person is going to have a large amount of that liquidity. They're basically an instant whale. And then it's hard to catch up to that as everybody piles on and buys on top of that, and they can just sell right into everybody at greatly exaggerated prices from when they bought in. It's really a genius strategy. You can't hate them. You can't hate them for it. I mean, they're doing it. They're getting it right, and it is an opportunistic, cutthroat world out here in DeFi. It's decentralized, right? So if you've got the skills to do MEV bots, MEV, maximum extractable value bots. I'm in a whole bunch of MEV bot servers. I read MEV bot blogs, and I read how people are doing all this crazy mempool stuff with their contracts and using chai tokens for doing gas cheaply when gas prices are exorbitant. Like, you could do all this stuff, and then arbitraging between dexes and stuff and extracting the value between doing sandwich trades, sandwich bots. There's so much stuff you can do with that. It's I would call it gray hat area. It's some people like, oh, those are hackers or that's black hat. I would say it's gray hat because it's kind of opportunistic, and there is value there that's not being capitalized on. And if there's somebody comes in and just takes an extra value that's there and nobody else is claiming it, then I mean, it's like a hyena in the Sahara. Like maybe a lion makes a kill and is eating it, and then they walk away for a second. And the hyena comes up and like drags like half the thing away, and they just made a score, right? That's kind of how I see MEV bots and those type of people, and a lot of them are very sophisticated programmers. I'm friends with many of them, and some of the stuff they can do is incredible. So yeah, check out MEV bot programming, MEV. I love to educate the community, and the other MEV the other MEV bot programmers out here are like, shut up, YaBonks, don't give away all the secrets. All right. Deator said DeSantis is pro crypto, and Ramaswamy even put out a QR code for crypto donations for his campaign. Hey, that's pretty cool, man. That's progress, if you ask me. Just that right there. Don said his schedule has changed lately. Sadly, he's trying to get back to the old schedule over the past few weeks. Funny Toro, Voltec pre-sale ended yesterday. Okay, I see. So, and Voltec is Justin's project. Man, I get so many friends of mine launching projects and stuff, and I'm always like, we got to catch up. And I know he was mean to get with me about Voltec. So, dang it, I missed the pre-sale. That's unfortunate. It's hard to keep track of all these different projects, you guys. And when your job is full-time DeFi, it's unbelievable how many projects there are out here. There are thousands and thousands. It seems like an infinite number of projects and new ones springing up every day. It's so hard. Everybody wants you to read their white paper. And I'm like, that'll take me 20, 30 minutes just to even read, enough of your white paper to understand your project. Like, there's just not enough time for me to go through every project. But I try my best, and I try to find that balance. So I love doing these live streams though, because if you guys are interested in different projects and you guys like them, let me know what projects they are and why you like them. This, is kind of a fun live stream where anything goes. And if you guys want to talk about your favorite projects, as long as it's not a total scam or like a phishing link or something, talk about it. I would love to get some new alpha myself and bring it back to my community. All right, we got P21 Paul, Def looking buff. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Mr. Pringles, that 50K got to be one of Brian Legend's YouTube minions. Can you say insider trading? That's an interesting theory. I don't have any evidence and definitely no proof of that, but it's an interesting thought experiment. And it's just endless entertainment, man. Don said, what do you think about AV8 holding people ransom with low liquidity and no refunds? Listen to the last AMA, and it's kind of sad. People asking their money back and Joshua treating them like they are asking for a charity. And he says, you made a decision and basically hinting that there will be no refunds ever. Also hinting that if he started refunding people, the 10% team cut would be low, thus why he is not refunding. That is all news to me. I have no idea what is going on with AV8. I actually don't even know what AV8 is. I've heard the name, obviously, and I think they approached me for an AMA, but I was so swamped at the time, I couldn't do it. I was booked like weeks out at I'm usually booked out about 2 weeks in advance with my video production schedule. But at that time when they approached me, I was like 3+ weeks out. And I'm like, I can't get this video. I can't do this AMA in time with you. It'll be like probably a month out. And they're like, oh no, that's too long for us. So I ended up not doing the AMA with them, but at the same time, I have no idea what the project is about. So I don't know what the value proposition is. I don't know what the risks are. So I have no idea about that situation, but thanks for letting me know your thoughts on that. It will be interesting to look into that. So, all right, what else we got, you guys? Let's see. I know one thing I've been meaning to do another video on is fraction mining. I did an AMA with them a while ago, and I'm like partnered with them because I love the concept of flare gas mining. It's wasted energy, basically just polluting the air. And they're going to put some containers of Bitcoin miners and a generator on top of those and mine Bitcoin and support the robustness of the Bitcoin network and further decentralize it, well capitalize it. It's like real life MEV botting. It's like container. It's like MEV container farming, or MEV farming, man. There is value there to be extracted. Nobody's extracting it. And those things have to burn so that oil wells don't collapse. And then you have to call in like Fred Astaire or whatever, or Red Adair, I think his name is Fred Astaire. No, Red Adair, I think his name is, the famous oil well firefighter who's super badass. Be like smoking cigs and like blowing up oil wells to put out the fires. Anyway, don't get me started on that. That's a cool topic. But yeah, so I like fraction mining, and I think they are going to be having site tours coming up. So they invited me to potentially come check out the flare gas site with their generators and containers in Texas. So I'm looking potentially at scheduling a trip to go out there and check out how they're set up in person. I think that'd be super sweet. So I'm looking to do some videos about that coming up. And that's something like, I love Bitcoin. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I love Bitcoin and I love liberty and decentralization and personal accountability. And that's what DeFi is all about. I want to custody my own money, and I want sound money that can't be slow rugged by the Federal Reserve, right? And also through taxes. It's like a double whammy. But don't get me started on that. This video will get demonetized so fast. But anyway, I might be going to check out their flare gas mining site soon, so that's super exciting. I also am planning on doing a Dex Finance video to give you guys an update on their whole new platform. So if you guys remember, I did a Dex Finance in-depth video last year, super popular video, one of my first really successful videos. And I plan on doing an update. They recently finished emissions on DexShare, I believe, and they have migrated everything to their like super sophisticated new Dex vaults and Dex ETF system. And I am currently just raking it in on Dex vaults. So that's my favorite play at the moment. And I get asked this one probably the most is, what's your Dex vault strategy? Can you show us how to do it and how it works behind the scenes? So I'm planning on putting together a video about all that once the migration is complete. They're migrating as we speak. So their website has some bugs on it this morning as like their APIs going up and down as they're upgrading things. But it's been a steady printer for me, if you will. Now, obviously, there's so many different ways to play it. So you have to be careful, and you have to measure impermanent loss versus your reward rate and everything like that. And you have to be agile and nimble. All right, we got a whole bunch of more messages. Let's see. Funny Toro said, Aviate is a true seeker endorsed project. Enough said. Okay, interesting. Yeah, okay. I do remember, I hear people talking about them and like Fathom and stuff, and a few others in like the same sentences. So yeah, but again, I don't know much about how that project actually works or who the team is or anything like that. So I would love to learn more. Sleepy Mel, I hope you can find out where the money went, YaBonks. I wasn't his mod though. He didn't pay me. I didn't work for him. I did use my powers to do a mass unban of investors. All right, so this is in reference to Lodge Capital and all of the drama I was talking about from last night. I think it was last night or the day before. Time has just all the days blend together at this point. But not too long ago, like within the last 48 hours, Mel, I guess, was a volunteer moderator. She had moderator privileges in the Lodge Capital server, and she unbanned a lot of investors, I guess, that were banned probably for fudding, and you guys know how that goes. So it was chaos, and it was wild. Mel, you're a wild one. I'll say that you're a wild one. Deator said, I have a lot of Ace Miner NFTs, a few Xeno mining NFTs, a few Hydra whales. Maybe if Drip moons with their new utilities, I can buy more, or if some shit coins moon. Man, I like Ace Miners. I don't know much about Xeno mining NFTs. This is the first time I've actually heard of that. And I actually have a Hydra whale myself. I should check and see. I haven't claimed in a while. So hopefully I have some Bitcoin sitting there to claim for my Hydra whale. So I'm looking forward to checking that now that you reminded me. And Drip. So I heard Drip Drop Draw or whatever's coming out. It's coming, guys. So June 1st, they said, or something like that. And I think Stunna Breezy said, yeah, June 1st, aka 4th of July. I thought that was kind of funny. Oh man, because they're notoriously late on everything that they talk about. But I do hope they release it, because I've put a stupid amount of money in Drip and I'm way down on it. And I hope they do something to help support the Drip price more so than just like trying to get more exit liquidity to hop on board. So I do hope they get some real utility soon. I don't know much about Drip Drop Draw, but if it's anything like Scratchies or their new UI that they were going to roll out 1 year ago, and they're like, it'll be done this weekend, guys, a year ago, and then it just never happened. And just forget about that. Let's talk about some other hype stuff, and then nothing happens. And then switch topics. Let's talk about this. So I don't know. I do hope they do something to dig themselves out of this hole, because there's a sell wall on Drip probably $3-4 million thick. If you look in the wallets, there's $3 or $4 million of Drip sitting there, just waiting to be sold. So like that's a hefty sell wall to blast through just with hype at this point in the game. So I think they are going to need some utility. I do hear there are some community built projects that the community has kind of taken things into their own hands now. And they are going to be building projects that will buy back and burn the drip token, like Bit Fighters. I don't know if you guys heard of Bit Fighters. I've got an AMA coming up with them, and I've been doing preliminary interviews with their team and some of the other drip community members and learning more about Bit Fighters. And that's a cool one. It pays out in Bitcoin and it supports like multiple different projects, tokens. I really have to dig into it. I funny story, and there's an origin story behind this project that will kind of blow your minds. I won't get into that now. That'll be a fun one that's coming up. I'll bring the Bit Fighters founder onto my show, and it'll be a really entertaining show for you guys to hear how that originated. But the Bit Fighters founder is like super deep in drip, and he wants to save his bag as well as everybody else's, and he doesn't just want to bring in fresh meat as exit liquidity. So he's trying to find utility for it. And he's a game developer in real life and been in IT for decades. And so this guy's like, I'm just going to build a browser-based Web3 game where you basically, after you fight another person in like a 1v1 PvP match, like Double Dragon style or like Battletoad style, but with like these 2D characters, old school 8-bit style graphics. It's great. It's super nostalgic. And after you fight, you win like a jackpot in Bitcoin. And so you get paid out in Bitcoin, no native tokens or anything like that. And then to recover your health points, you drink, you have to go to like the vending machine and buy like a drip soda or like a drip potion, like a health potion. And it basically automatically buys drip and burns it. And then they also have different power-ups for other projects. Like you buy something and it'll buy and support other projects' tokens. And I know they're in communication with a lot of other project founders that are in my network. I've heard they're all talking together on how to incorporate their tokens into this game. So it should be super cool and good for the DeFi community. And I love seeing like a game built from the community, especially like somebody's looking for a solution for the drip community, because the drip team obviously is not really releasing much. They do a lot of talking, but I haven't seen much executing. So I don't know. I don't want to FUD anyone's bags, even my own. I've got a drip bag, and we'll see with drip drop draw. I hope they pull it off. I hope they actually release something that supports drip. That will be nice. Only been waiting for something like that for over a year, so we'll see. And I gotta be careful with what I say. And let's see, Bit Fighters though, that's something I do have some faith in that could actually be a real utility for drip, like real utility. Like people play the game for fun and entertainment and a chance to win Bitcoin through a game of skill. And just as a byproduct of that, some of the tokens that they're like putting in go to buying back something like drip to replenish their health points so they can get back in the arena to fight to win more Bitcoin. So I love the idea, and I love the bootstrapping entrepreneurial spirit that a community member from the drip community, which I love. The drip community is a very fun community. It's it's one of the places I started out here in this sector of DeFi. And yeah, I love seeing the community just kind of being like, you know what, we're going to take things in our own hands and save this project. All right. So, I got to be very, very truthful about all that stuff. I'm not going to tell you drip's going to be the next Bitcoin like some people will. All right, let's see. Deator said, and I have one alpha mining company NFT. By the way, like I said, I have a drip bag, but like so does my buddy Pelton. And if you guys know, if drip hits $1, Pelton has $1 billion worth of drip tokens. All right, think about how realistic that is. Is that realistic? Just think about that for a sec, you guys. All right. Deator, I have one alpha mining company NFT. Forgot that one. Nice, dude. Did you get the reserve alpha mining reserve NFT, like the one that gives you the Bitcoin mining farm exposure as well as the antimony refining exposure, because both those businesses combined, I was doing the math. The rewards are crazy on that, given just like some conservative estimates. If they pull off their business plan, it could be super awesome. So I am excited about that one, and I wanted to get one of those NFTs myself, but it was $1,000, and I didn't have the cash flow at the moment to get that. So and of course, after my video published, they minted out like 600,000 and like 600,000 bucks worth in like 5 days. And I'm sitting there like, why? I wanted to get one, but that happened fast, way faster than I expected. I thought I had at least a couple weeks. So if anything, I'm gonna get the regular alpha shares NFTs that are going to be released the next 4 phases. They're a little cheaper. I think the first round's 250, then 300, then 350, then 400. And you don't get the antimony refining side of the business, but you still get the Bitcoin mining rewards, which are still pretty wild. So for like 250 with the Bitcoin mining rewards, I think according to my calculations, I had them at what, like $75,000 a month, or no, like $95,000 a month in profit just on the Bitcoin side at a $28,000 Bitcoin price. So that I forget how many they're going to mint of those. But anyway, the numbers were still really quite good, even in this market for the rewards on that. So I'm planning on getting one of those. That's a little more in my reach at the moment. But man, good for you grabbing one of the big daddies. I wanted to get one. Maybe I'll still try to get one on the secondary market if somebody's trying to sell one for cheap at some point. I'll have to keep an eye on that. All right, let's see. Don said, Brian Legend has multiple wallets. The whale Seifu wallet that he has and says won't sell is just a decoy. He already exposed his wallets in a YouTube video, then deleted it. Interesting. I have not followed that. That's interesting information. And you know what? So I'm not going to say this is true or false because I don't know, right? And I'm not going to claim something I don't have proof of, but I assume in any project that the project owner and the team have a ton of wallets, just like loaded to the max right off the bat. Always assume that, just to be safe, just assume the top 15 wallets that are maxed out right off the bat are the teams. Okay. So in pre-sales and stuff like that, and private sales, I always make that assumption. And so I'm with that assumption, hopefully that, what you're saying could definitely make sense. Okay. Funny Toro said, Lodge, he said Lodge is so shady. Even when he was promoting the project, he had no credibility. So it's interesting. Lodge is like, he's a very smart guy, and he has a lot of good ideas. They're very interesting. I think it comes down to obviously trust always. So, only time can really tell on the trust factor with how somebody, acts, and then execution. Execution's everything. So ideas are a dime a dozen, but execution is everything. So, if you've got a good idea, you kind of got to stick with it and see it through, got to execute on it. So I hope that he launches a minimally viable product for his project and gets it off the ground before burning all the, the development funds or whatever. Cause that's, it's like any startup, any tech startup, you got a runway, you got VC funds or your own money, or, you got private investors of some kind, and development's not cheap and it's not easy unless you're a developer yourself. You usually got to hire the expertise to do that. And that's why like starting with a minimally viable product is usually, in my opinion, like get that going, get that launched, and then build from there. And that's another reason why proxy contracts, even though some people think it can be a security risk if you can't see the code. And yes, I agree. And that's why the trust is important. But if you're going to be upgrading a project as it goes, which I think projects should, like you don't want to find out you have an exploit in your code that you or the auditors didn't see, and then down the road you can't change your project and you have to do some like messy migration. A proxy contract, though, for something like Lodge Capital would make sense, because then you could be like, all right, here's our minimally viable project, the product, the Beehive, and this like tomb fork, that custom tomb fork thing, and then they could like, roll out an upgrade to incorporate like the wildcard NFTs or like the mystery box NFTs, those other fun features that like make it a little more dynamic. That's my opinion. I don't know. I'm not going to tell them how to run their business and everything. But I guess like with the trust factor, only time will tell. He still swears to me that everything's being developed, and that's where that's going. And I reached out to some other people, and I looked at some of the code. So I looked at the Beehive contract, the Beehive distributor contract, and in my professional opinion as a software engineer, it does look like some work went into that. So I can say that that contract probably took a lot of time to develop, and I can't even imagine how much time to test to make sure it actually works, right? They have like Curve Finance's slope mechanics, and if you guys, I know a lot of you have been in balancer dexes, like you remember Vertec and Thena, things like that. They have Curve Finance code in it that has what's called the slope, and it's part of like their gauge voting system, the V system, VE, and then whatever the token name is. They've got the bribes and all that stuff. So that code is in there, but it's like integrated in, and it's mashed up with code from like these other projects too, and doing a mashup of that with like smart contract tech, super confusing, right? I tried to read the contract. It's like 1,600 plus lines long or something. And that's for the Beehive. I don't know about the tomb fork side of things. That's kind of still hush hush, but for my professional opinion, that Beehive contract had some work done on it. That would have taken a long time, especially if it works. I don't know if it works. All right. So I'm just saying, like, if I had to build that thing, it would have taken me a while. Especially to get it to actually like work according to all the concepts that they had at the start. So we'll see. I guess time will tell on that one. Sleepy Melt said for asking where the money went. Yeah, that one, I think PR wise, public relations, mass communication, like a little bit of transparency, a little give in those situations goes a long way for investor trust and building credibility and trust with the people that basically gave you their money to build this business. And obviously there's always going to be risk, but at the same time, like a little bit of transparency can go a long way. I know it's not required anywhere, and I know a lot of private businesses don't do that, but when you have investors and stuff and they're concerned, I think being like, here are the books, or here's like a section of the books. These funds went to this person. We paid this developer X amount of dollars over X amount of months for this. And, you can kind of maybe break that stuff down. That's my opinion. And I invited him on the channel if he wanted to go over that stuff. I would love to just get all sides of the story out there and let him like maybe, help the investors. Cause I got friends in there like you guys, and I got a lot of people in my community invested in there. And I want to make sure that, that they don't basically get burnt or anything like that. So I'm willing to help wherever I can on that. If you guys have any ideas, any brainstorming, let me know. I know he said everything's under control and things are in process or in progress. So we'll see how that turns out. But man, Mel, I know there are the wild, the wild, what are they called? The wild men in Lodge Capital. You're a wild woman, Mel. That was some crazy stuff you pulled in there. That was nuts. Mr. Pringles, drip drop dead. Ugh. Oh, geez. Deator, indeed, I agree what you say. I regret getting in drip, but if the price just can stay stable, I can keep selling. They indeed talk a lot. I heard about scratchies more than 6 months ago. Next topic. Thanks for the realistic attitude. And I also want the best for the drip community because so many of us are in there still, and I have not ROI'd on my drip position, and I've been in there over a year. So we'll see. You know, I'm going to keep selling and taking and trying to recoup my investment. So I know the drip people will be like, "Oh, don't, you're selling, you're killing our bags." They're all selling. All right, so they're all selling into all the new investors, and I plan to do the same to get my investment back out. So I'm probably still down at least 50% from what I put in, and I'm selling more than I'm compounding. Like if the price is real low and the RSI is real low, I might compound just to kind of keep up with that price depreciation. But then when it like pops off and there's some hype and stuff, I'll sell into the higher price and just keep trying to get back what I put in. We'll see. If it goes back up, I'll be so happy. But if you just look at the tokenomics and mathematics, it's kind of wild. They really need to make some utility for this thing. So next topic. Deator said, yeah, James has like 4 max out wallets. Oh, at least. So, and like the other whales in there, like Stunabreezy and Bartertown and all these other influencers, and Forex and all his buddies, you know, they've got probably dozens and dozens of maxed out wallets. I mean, that's all you do, right? You max out as you're getting close to maxing out a wallet. You just seed another wallet, and you seed another wallet, and you seed another wallet, and you just keep going. And that kind of whole, you know, people are like, oh, once you max out a wallet, it stops the whales from getting too big. But no, they just seed new wallets with all the money. So that's kind of a moot point. You know, the whale tax or whatever is like 50% when you're a whale. It's kind of a moot point though when you've got such a large position and you're draining so much of the liquidity so fast. So that's also why so many of them are just stacking their drip for when there is that hype and the price pops a little bit and then they can sell into that. That's why I say it's kind of like a pseudo sell wall. If you're looking at an order book, there's like last I checked, it was like 2, 3, or 4 million. It's between $2 and $4 million, just like sitting there at any time in drip wallets, just waiting to be sold. So when the price pops, it's going to start eating into that, and it has to just keep going. It has to have the momentum to eat that whole sell order essentially to then really get some price appreciation that can go up faster than the sell pressure from the the drip token that's just minting out of these faucets. So all right, Deator says, I have the $1,000 Bitcoin antimony NFT from Alpha Shares. Nice, dude. That's the one I wanted as well. So I might try to get one. A secondary market is probably, I can't even imagine if it's anything like Hydra Whales, it's probably instantly doubled in price. So I'll keep an eye on that for like the hype dies down for a little bit while they're building out the business. If I can snag one for mint price or somewhere around there, we'll see. Nice. Deator said, nice, Ben. And then also it's like, I'm doing good on some liquidity farming. So any extra capital I get for DeFi, I've just been kind of spreading into diversified liquidity farming into different pools and stuff to kind of spread out my risk and keep making some passive income. It is actually kind of passive income. You just gotta really monitor that impermanent loss. Click claim every now and again and sell. But it is pretty passive, if you ask me. Some of the liquidity farming I'm doing. Ben Damon, hey, what's up, man? He said, I bought 3 of those AMCR NFTs. It is my YOLO NFT. I like your mindset. So that, I think, is a healthy DeFi mindset. That is his YOLO NFT. I think that's a good way to think about it. You only live once. If it's like a Hail Mary type thing, like it could go like the risk reward. If you've got disposable income, do not use the rent money here, right? You don't YOLO the rent money. But if you've got like some money set aside for recreation or like disposable income for investments, and you want to put some into some like really high spec, speculative DeFi businesses and startups, YOLO, right? That is a YOLO play. And if it takes off, like you're going to be sitting pretty. If it goes to 0, it was a YOLO. Who cares? If it does average, that's pretty good for DeFi. And if it does better than average, like that's a win. But there's that percentage that it could just be like a knock it out of the park kind of thing. And that's, I guess, what we're all trying to do out here with these YOLOs, where people, I think, get caught up is either they use the rent money and then they're and then they hate themselves and their family hates them and then they blame it on everybody else, or they blame it on themselves and go, sulk for a while and get a second job. And I've been there. I've blown up plenty of accounts. Don't get me wrong. I've learned these lessons the hard way. And then also there are the people that go all in. So they've got disposable income. They've got their DeFi portfolio, but they get so enamored by prospective play that they go all in on one thing, thinking it cannot fail, but it's DeFi, is high risk. And then if it crashes and burns, then they are essentially out of the game. And that's how people, you'll see people come and go in DeFi. And a lot of those people, they'll blow up their account going all in on something, thinking they're a genius, and then they get wrecked. And then they're just like, oh, DeFi sucks, I'm out of here. But it's just like anything else. Like diversify, everybody. Don't go all in. I don't care what anybody says. Don't go all in on anything. Not even Bitcoin. Don't sue me over that one, even though Bitcoin's my favorite. If I could hold only one thing, it'd be Bitcoin. But I also hold Bitcoin, cash, some Ethereum, some BNB, XRP. Let's see, I've stocks, real estate, precious metals, ammo, right? Like real commodities and tools and things that like, so you got to kind of diversify into a little bit of everything. Don't go all in, because then you get angry mobs, people saying they lost everything, and then they blame it on somebody else, and then the violence, the threats of violence happens, and that's not fun for anybody. We want this to be a fun, safe space, so be responsible and be accountable for your actions. And Ben, I think, exemplifies a very healthy mindset. Those are YOLO NFTs for him, and I like that mindset, man. I have a similar mindset with NFTs. Dieter said, nice, Ben. Yeah, exactly. Don, how did Brian go from poor chef to a millionaire with no salary? Ha ha ha. Come on, people. DeFi is a hell of a drug, you guys. That's all I got to say, man. I have seen people make fortunes out here in a short amount of time. And I've heard all sorts of stuff about Brian's past and everything, and I don't know what's true or not. Like, I won't assume that I do, but yeah, I do remember his videos of him making those, what was it? Extreme chef YouTube videos. Those things are hilarious. If you haven't seen them, go check them out. They're very entertaining. That's all I got to say. Go check out his old chef videos. They're great. Sleepy Bell, Lodge blew the funds already. I hope not. God, I hope not. I can understand a portion of the funds being spent, but I hope there's still, funds somewhere for liquidity and all that stuff to launch. I'm talking to him behind the scenes. I know I've got a bunch of messages from him in my DMs right now. I got to catch up on, but I would love to get him on my show so we could just ask him these questions that people in my community have concerns about. I would love to just get some transparency on that stuff, because I know a lot of the investors in my community are, probably wondering what all the drama's about. So I would love to just get clarity for everybody if I could. And like I said, he can come on to my live show for free. It's not like a sponsored AMA or anything like that. This would be just like, come on my Friday show like this for like a 30-minute segment. And then if you guys have questions, we can just go through it. It's my offer's out there. So we'll see. We'll see if he takes it. Sleepy Mel said, yes, I am. And that's in reference to me calling her a wild woman. She said, yes, I am. Simple. Don't rug people and leave me with powers. Well, again, I can't claim that there has been a rug pull or anything like that yet. He claims there hasn't. I have investors and part of their team that I messaged saying no, that hasn't happened that they know of. But like I said, this all happened so fast. You pulled me in there, Mel, with Brando and all these other people DMing me, and like there were probably 5 other community members that DM'd me that night too, saying get in there, go see what's happening. And it was wild. So this has all hit me real fast. It would be real easy though. We could like just be like, hey, you know, give us like just a concise accounting, just like in a spreadsheet or even like in a notepad, like these funds went here, these funds went here, these funds are here, and these funds are over here, and this is how much I've set aside for liquidity. This is how much of a runway we've got left, or this is how much more we need to raise to get this off the ground. I would love to get with somebody else, like another trusted dev in the community. Like I know I'm a trusted dev, but again, reading through the code for something like that and verifying it's functional and matches the ideas presented in the white papers, it takes so much time to kind of do a manual audit of contracts, especially long ass contracts like that with all these complicated ideas that I need to incorporate. So I would love to get like maybe another dev or two, like maybe LB. You guys know LB from like Grape Finance and these other projects. He's super smart dev I've worked with before. I would just like to go over maybe some of that, and maybe if Lodge would be willing to show me like the tomb fork code that they're working on for the Lodge masonry and all that stuff. I think that would maybe inspire confidence. I know he's saying it's confidential. He doesn't want to let out their proprietary code yet. But I would even sign an NDA. I have no problem signing NDAs for stuff like that to look at the code so I can then relay to you guys. I've seen it, and here's my opinion on it. I don't know. We'll see. If you guys come up with any ideas, like Mel, anybody else, let me know. I know a lot of people are still super bullish on that project. So I don't want to like, I don't know, affect the sentiment there until I have more information. I'm going to hope for the best on that one. Toro said your Dex Finance vault is on fire. 237 API. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, that's my printer right now, dude. I am currently looking for more funds. I need I need to speed up my video production schedule so I can make more money to put into that vault, because that vault's my favorite play at the moment. And yes, I'm watching the impermanent loss on the ARX token, ARX/WETH. It's also I have C Gold, USDT, ARX, and WETH in a vault, and it's compounding and auto claiming. And this thing is just awesome. I just come back. It's like every day I just come back and I'm like, oh, $30 claim. Oh, $30 claim. And it's just building up my position of C Gold and ETH and USDT at the same time. And ARX is offsetting that impermanent loss because they've had a dip recently, as I expected. But I'm really happy about that one. So yeah, let's fingers crossed, you guys. Knock on wood. I'm gonna knock over here. That keeps going well for me. I'm really liking that play. It's my favorite at the moment. Ben Damon said, I'm stacking my drip. I have 14 right now. Well, how much is that? Like $3? You have $3 worth? Is it worth the gas to hydrate that? Funny Toro. I usually get in with 1% of my portfolio in any one project with a max of 5. I think that's super smart. So that's a great diversification strategy. I would love to know if you have that many positions, is it really hard for you to stay on top of all the information and announcements and all those different projects? Because I know even with just like, I hover usually between like 5 or 10 different projects at any one time. It can be a lot of work just to stay up on the announcements. So let me know how you manage all that information for all those projects. But I love that strategy. I think that's great. I would love to get there myself. I am not that spread out yet, but I would like to be. Sleepy Melt, blockchain, don't lie. Minus $100,000. That's what I'm saying. Like if he moved it to a central exchange to like pay people or things like that, or do other things, like he could give us like some transparency into that. I know he was saying some other stuff in the Discord server. So it's like he said, she said right now, and like he's saying the funds are still available in there. So I would just be like, hey, all right, so just, you know, maybe show everybody kind of where the funds went after it went to whatever wallets that Mel's talking about. So all right, I caught up on all the messages. So let's see what else is going on. Anybody got any hot plays at the moment? My Dex vault is doing good. I actually added more to it when ARX dipped, and I'm glad I did. It's coming back up a bit now to 98 cents. I might try to add some more down here because it just like I'm only exposed 25% to ARX in my vault, and it's the main high reward farming token in there, and it's just like farming those rewards into C Gold, which is pegged to gold. So it's like C Gold is pegged to a gram of gold, and it's over collateralized with Pax G. All right, and then it's also adding it into Ethereum, which has been dipping lately along with the rest of the market and Bitcoin and stuff. It's coming back out of this dip a little bit, but so I was adding as basically ETH, C Gold, and ARX were dipping. And then as they come back up, it's going to be nice. And I do think like we might be still in a little bit of a downtrend. We're probably, in my opinion, going to hit somewhere like 25,300 Bitcoin, somewhere around there. Just my guess before we have another bounce. So I think we're going to kind of go down, and then I'll have to kind of recalculate and watch some other TA people's videos to get a feel for what's going on. Now, Toro has something interesting here. He said, the info is overwhelming. I have detailed spreadsheets with latest notes from each project, and usually Friday, I go through each of their Discords for info and get on dApps to claim and compound his rewards. That is quite the process. Man, Toro, I would love to get on like a video call with you at some point, and just like you and me, and go over your process. It sounds really interesting. And if you have refined that process to be like fast and efficient, to have that diversified of a portfolio in the DeFi space and still stay on top of that information, I would love to share that to educate not only myself, but our community. That's super cool. Dieter said, same, the Anchor RPC is so cheap. So Anchor, I haven't heard Anchor in a while. What is Anchor? Is that like Anchor Network? What RPC? Oof, I'm looking at Anchor's. Okay, so Anchor's dipping with everything else right now. Is that something you're bullish on? I don't know much about Anchor. I've heard the name a few times, and like I know I've got some people that are bullish on it. I haven't done much of research or deep dive into Anchor Network myself. And Toro said, I stopped chasing the long shots. Yeah, I did too. And I am doing so much better this year, man. So last year, I was doing some YOLOs where I had some big wins and then I would lose it to some big losses. And I kind of broke even for a whole lot of work. I ended up maybe a little bit up, but this year I've done way better, way better. And I think it's because I'm not chasing things either. So I'm DCAing more into projects, trying to get in early if I can, and really evaluate the trust level of a team and the lines of accountability in case there's any nefarious stuff. I want to be able to be like, they're disincentivized to steal or embezzle the money because of the law, because of the country they're in, or they're KYC'd or publicly doxed in a way I can verify very quickly. So that's like, if that's all in place, and then I like the value proposition and the risk reward ratio is within my risk tolerance level, then, I might add it to my portfolio if I think I can manage staying on top of the information, if it's worth the extra work there. And I have been doing so much better just having like half a dozen to a dozen projects that I'm like in. I try to stay closer to half a dozen so I don't get too spread out. But that's just me. My process isn't as refined as yours because I'm just like deep diving on these like sponsored videos where I have to like learn everything about them in a very short amount of time. So it's like I'm just like frazzled, spread thin. But I can stay on top of like 6 projects, maybe 10 pretty well. But it's still tough. Like I almost miss like migrations and this and that, and teams do all sorts of things where you know, okay, I'm back. I think my internet dropped for a second, but teams do all sorts of things where if you're not following the announcements, they might change something and be like, you need to go here and, you know, deposit your tokens in this new thing. Otherwise, we just cut you out of the project. And I'm like, wait, what? I bought this thing and I just like sat in it and forgot about it for 6 months because I thought it was going to be a buy and hold. But they wanted me to do something active at some point and gave me a 1 month window to do it. And if I miss that window, like I just lose everything in my position. So that's why like it's so important to stay up on announcements because teams pull funny things like that I'm not a fan of. But that's DeFi, I guess. Some teams do stuff like that, and they always have their excuses and reasons why. But Ben said Anchor is an RPC to process transactions for less gas. Oh, nice. Okay. So is that related to the Anchor network itself? I know I've used some other RPCs for cheaper gas on like Binance Smart Chain and things like that. I am always hyper paranoid about RPCs though, because of potential exploit and risk to other people having control of your transactions to a degree. So I guess I'm kind of paranoid in that respect. But if it's a big one and it's popular enough and been used long enough by a wide amount of the community, then I might try it. Maybe on a different wallet or something than where I keep most of my normal stuff. But I do like the idea of using different third-party RPCs for cheaper gas, especially with like Ethereum. I think Ethereum's just absurd these days. I don't know about you guys, but I can't even like use Ethereum. Ethereum's basically dead to me. I can't even pay my virtual assistants. Like I have some that like prefer only the Ethereum network because of the country they're in, and just sending them like a $20 payment might cost me $5 or $6 in gas just to send it peer to peer, right? It's stupid. Like it makes me so mad, and I have rewards to claim from NFTs I've got, and just to claim it might cost me $20 or $30. Or if I want to move more funds to Ethereum to buy something, first I have to approve it. And just to approve the contract, to even swap a token, just approving it can cost me $20 or $30. And then $20 or $30 again to make the transaction. So I hope Ethereum fixes their gas issues because it's untenable. It is unmanageable for me. All right, let's see. What do we got here? Anchor RPC for BNB chain. I use it inside MetaMask for cheap gas. Nice. Very cool. I've messed around with RPCs on Binance Smart Chain, and I would recommend like making sure, I don't know much about Anchor, so I can't vouch for it or not, but yeah, look into them if you're looking to save some extra gas money. And I always recommend if you're going to experiment with something new, like a new RPC, just make a new wallet real quick and send your fund, like send some BNB over there, and then use the new RPC just to be safe and have a layer of separation between you and like maybe one of your main wallets where you've got some of like your valuable NFTs or positions and things like that, just in case, because I have heard of RPC exploits and things happening. Ben said most transactions will successfully process for 1 or 2 GUI. Nice. Hey, it's Lamono. What's up? Lamono said solid plan. I'm currently looking at Lamono at the moment. I've read some of their white paper. So I'm looking to maybe get on a call with you guys at some point to talk about your project. I am interested to hear what you guys got going on in your rollout plan. Thanks for watching the live stream. Don said, what about the value of the vault? Isn't it going down? Yes, it is. So that's the game. Okay. So with any kind of liquidity farming, especially with native tokens, like if there's a high risk token, you really want to balance. You want to beat the impermanent loss. So like if you believe the token will go down, you have to make sure that the APY, and we're talking short term here. So like that the daily percent you're getting, you have to make sure that it beats out the impermanent loss. So if your position's going down, you want to be making more rewards than the difference from what you put in versus minus the value at any point in time. So like say you start $1,000 in, let's say you farm $200 worth and your position is sitting at $800 and you don't think the price is going to go back up, you basically broke even. Now, there are strategies that you can use to kind of give yourself a little bit of an edge. Like you can compound some of it, and some people compound 100% of the time, all the time. And I have done math on, like, you want to look at the chart. All right. So if you're looking at a chart, and say it started at $4 and it's now at $1, and that happened in 2 months. Okay. In that time, if you were making 1 to 1.5% per day, if you bought it at that $4, at the value that your bag is now at $1, was the amount of rewards you earned at like 1 to 1.5% per day in those 2 months, in those 60 days, does that make up for the impermanent loss? And you have to kind of make those projections before you get into one of these positions to see if it's worth it. And it sometimes it might not be. And that's kind of the game and the trick. They might lure you in with the high reward rate, but if the token just like tanks and goes to zero, then you might, lose out. So my strategy is to try to beat the impermanent loss from the highly speculative token that I don't have long-term faith in. But, if I have long-term faith in some things, like if it's like a Bitcoin farm, like a BTC or like an Ethereum or a stablecoin type liquidity farm, generally I consider those, like if you're blue chip liquidity farming or stablecoin liquidity farming, I consider that relatively safe in terms of the impermanent loss factor, because I believe over time, those assets are either going to stay the same or go up. Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, stable coins for the most part don't, Terra Luna, you got to be careful. All right. So like my favorite stable coins, BUSD, USDC, DAI, maybe USDT. I know people have some issues with Tether and stuff like that, but I try to diversify into stable coins as well. But spread out your liquidity farming. Now, there's a difference between like low yield, more safe liquidity farming, like with blue chips and stable coins, where you're getting a much lower percent, generally still way, way better than you would get in like the stock market. And if it's like a stable coin farm and you're doing like 10, 20% a year, like you're beating out the stock market, because the stock market's 10% on average year after year, but some years you might be down 30%, right? And that hurts. Psychologically, people can't handle that. Some people can't. But with like a stable coin farm, if it's like a super trusted platform, super audited contract, and everything like that, like as best as you can, because you're still giving up custody of your tokens. If you put it in a liquidity, any kind of contract, if it's a liquidity pool, yield farm, you still lose custody of your tokens. So if there's an exploit, there is technical risk always. If there's an exploit we don't know about yet, some genius hacker figures out a way to exploit EVM blockchains and smart contracts that nobody else has figured out yet. All of a sudden, everybody's at risk, including whatever smart contracts that you once thought were safe might not now be safe. All right. Now, I know that's kind of like a very rare type of thing, but it's possible. It's possible. So I never rule it out. But so there's always an amount of risk there versus just like holding your coins in your own wallet with best practices, with a cold wallet, not connected to anything else, not blind signing any contracts in a safe wallet, in a Bitcoin wallet, or maybe, you know, an EVM compatible wallet that's not connected to stuff. That's as safe as you could basically get in crypto. But if you are liquidity farming and you put it in like the safest liquidity pool contract you can think of, fully audited, trusted team, trusted company, and then you're just farming maybe 0.05% a day or 0. Whatever, and you're making 10, 20, 30% a year, like that's a damn good deal in the grand scheme of things. You got to weigh that against, you know, the potential technical risk of things that you just don't know. Like we don't know what we don't know yet. But like that's about as safe of farming as it gets. And I would consider blue chips my favorite safe farming option right now, because as we're getting closer to the Bitcoin halving, we should see the entire crypto market start coming back, especially on some of the blue chip tokens like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and BNB, and things like that, Matic, whatever else, you know, that you guys believe in. I think those are all going to go up big time come 2024, 2025, especially. And I think we might start creeping up here later this year to, you know, start that process. So I'm starting to accumulate again. And I think a good way to accumulate that you can earn some extra yield on is potentially yield farming those blue chips. So that's the safest way. Now with the value of the vault going down with those blue chips, I view that as an opportunity. So if I'm dollar cost averaging into a Bitcoin or Ethereum based blue chip liquidity pair farm, then the lower that price goes and the more I can put into it in the meantime, that means when the market takes back off, my position goes up. So my impermanent loss becomes impermanent gain, essentially. And I can farm that all the way up. And then when I think the market's peaking, maybe I will just pull out of my position and sell it into stables and wait for the market to drop, and then short it, or just sit in cash and wait to buy in again, or just hold on through a DCA strategy. But either way, that's kind of how I would play that. Now, with the super high speculative native tokens for like a project that's brand new, untested, not blue chip, even if you really like the project and you think it's going great, like it is so high risk that like if it goes down, you don't know, maybe in like 6 months the project's just gone, right? You don't know. That's how a lot of these projects go out here. So I view these as like a little less, like they're passive to an extent. You still got to monitor that permanent loss. So the value of the vault going down is something you want to watch like a hawk. Every single day I log in and I check the prices of those tokens. I make sure that there hasn't been any funny business or like any major black swan type event or like project destroying news or whatever. And if the price has dipped, like I have to make a mental note, like if it gets down to this level down here, am I going to add more to my position, take advantage of the dip? Because then if it comes back up, then I'm like sitting really pretty. Or am I going to cut my losses? You have to play it like any other trade, right? So I like these plays, but they're a little more active, and you have to have a little more knowledge about DeFi and liquidity farming, liquidity pairs, impermanent loss to be able to effectively play these where you know what you're doing and you're not just rolling the dice. Like there's still like a lot of risk here. So it's always kind of a gamble, like with any investment, but you can kind of mitigate those risks to an extent while still making those rewards. So with my vault strategy, I have limited my exposure to what I believe to be the highest risk token in my overall vault. And that token, since it's so high risk, it has the highest reward. So that is the main yield generating asset in my farm. And what I'm doing is I have that paired with things that I think are very stable or I have a long-term bullish thesis on. So like Ethereum is in there. I think Ethereum is going to go up with the next bull run. I'd like to start accumulating there. I think gold is going to go up in the future, like especially this year and beyond. I think we're going to see higher highs as, especially once they turn on money, printers again and all that. Everything is going to inflate in price essentially, and people are always hedging everything with gold. I think we could realistically see $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 gold in the next 5 or 10 years, maybe even sooner, because I know the prices of those are manipulated. Anyway, I think gold is a good store of value, and I think long term it's going to keep on going up. So gold, Ethereum, and stablecoin, straight cash. You can't go wrong short term with straight cash. So I'm taking the high risk, high reward yields from the highest risk token, and I'm compounding 50%, and I'm taking profits 50%. Very important to take profits, you guys. Take profits, get risk off the table. Take it off the table. And I'm taking those profits in Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I'm sitting in them because I think those are going to be going up. So I'm using this to accumulate those. And then it's also compounding 50% back into the vault. So it's going back into Ethereum, gold, stable coins, and more of the high risk token. And what it's doing when a portion of that goes into the high risk token is it's offsetting the impermanent loss from that token a little bit. So it's combating the impermanent loss directly with that 50% compounding, but it's also putting that 50% compounding into gold, Ethereum, and fiat. So it's like building up the bags of the things I want, somewhat offsetting the impermanent loss from the higher risk asset that has a 25% exposure to my overall vault. And then I am taking 50% of the profits into my pocket, about a 0.25% per day or something, and just Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I'm just stacking that up. Now, when we get a big dip, like somebody recently exited their position on that high volatility coin, and I saw that as an opportunity. So my Bitcoin and Ethereum that I was farming and building up in my bag, in my wallet, those were just building up. I farmed a couple $100 in Bitcoin and Ethereum. I saw the higher risk token dip. So the value of my vault dipped slightly. And I saw that as a dip, buy the dip is what I did in that case. So Ethereum and Bitcoin maintained their price essentially. And I basically just added those into the vault at that time. So when the higher risk asset dips big time, you can add more to your position then to offset that impermanent loss. And then if the token goes back up, you're sitting super pretty. And if it keeps going back down, you've offset some of that while you're still kind of stacking into the gold, the Ethereum, and the stable coins. So overall, I have found this vault to be a way to really downsize the amount of impermanent loss risk. But otherwise, if I was straight farming that high risk token with something like, if it's like high risk token in Ethereum or high risk token / USDT or USDC or whatever, if I'm just all in on just that one liquidity pool, I could not outpace the impermanent loss. But because I paired it in the vaults, which I think are very clever, I think it's very clever technology. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to do a video on it. I got a call with Jake, the CEO of Dex Vaults and Dex Finance, and I'm going to ask him like some of the questions about how it works behind the scenes in the smart contracts, like I did with my Dex Finance video long ago, where he showed me how everything works behind the scenes, and I broke it all down in my video. It's so cool how you can have multiple liquidity farms in one vault. And then if one of those liquidity pairs has impermanent loss, you're kind of kept afloat by your other liquidity pairs if you've paired them correctly in a way that can offset the risks from the high risk, high reward liquidity pairs with the more stable and long-term bullish blue chip liquidity pairs. So that's what I'm doing. I'm basically harvesting the high risk, high reward liquidity pair rewards, stacking them up into the gold and Ethereum and stablecoin liquidity pairs. And then also I'm taking half of the rewards as Bitcoin and Ethereum and just sticking them in my pocket until I see a major dip. And then at which point I might add some back in to increase my position at optimal times, which further offsets any impermanent loss I might face and also increases the amount of rewards that I get every day. So that's my strategy. It's super complicated, and I just kind of riffed that off the cuff. I do want to make an organized video explaining all that in a much more organized way, but hopefully that explains my my thinking behind that. Dieter said, indeed, for me it always works with one GUI, but I have to reload a website before I do a transaction, else it takes too long. I know what you mean. I have done that too with alternate RPCs. He said, indeed, Ethereum sucks. Too bad a lot of projects still use it. BNB has NFTs, Polygon, so many cheap ones to choose, and then they take Ethereum. Yeah, I know. I can't believe projects are still using Ethereum. It's absurd to me at this point. Ben said, all my good stuff goes to the ledger. Nothing to see in my MetaMask. Good, exactly. So I do the same thing. You like for the long-term storage of your most valuable assets, like send them to ledger devices, to accounts, to wallets that are separate from everything else. Keep them a layer of separation away. You don't have to worry then about a contract that you blind signed doing some funny business and draining your account. Or you don't have to worry about accidentally connecting to a phishing site or something like that. Or you don't have to worry about approving a contract that you thought was good, but it wasn't. And then them doing some funny business. And you never know. So I think it's a great idea, Ben. It sounds like you have some really great practices in place to protect yourself and your assets. Hey, Taylor. Howdy, man. Good to see you here. Taylor in the house. Now, I want to do the giveaway. So if you guys are watching right now, I'm going to do just a quick fun giveaway. I'll start it right now. We'll talk a little bit longer while the giveaway is going. So let's do like a $10 giveaway in like BNB or something. Let me put a little thing up on the screen. So what is the date today? The 26th. I want to make a channel in my Discord. So if you're watching this, join my Discord channel real quick, discord.gg/YaBonks. And there will be just two requirements. First off, obviously, like the video if you haven't already. And then put your Discord name in the YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch chat. So whatever streaming platform you're watching this on, put like your Discord name. And I know I'm being like Discord. I'm favoring Discord, but I do almost everything in Discord. So put your name here on the video stream if you're still watching, that is. And then also I'm going to make a quick giveaway channel in my server. Let me archive this old one. All right. I'm going to create a quick channel called Giveaway 2023-05-26. Cool. Here we go. The instructions in there. Do an announcement. Giveaway time. Also pull up the spinning wheel. There it is. There we go. All right. So who is ready for the giveaway? All right, giveaway is going. We got Ark, Taylor. What's up, guys? Yep, put your name. Put put your name here for me, and I will get the wheel spinning here in a second. I'll leave the giveaway open for like, 5, maybe 10 minutes, get some people in here. Oh yeah, ZZ, I forgot. He got double entry because we left him out. We left him out last week. My bad, ZZ. Hey, we got Master in the Discord. Make sure to get in the live stream comment as well if you're watching, Master. Add your name here too. Cool, so I know you're watching. Awesome, you guys. And ZZ, I'll put his name in here twice because I messed up last week and left him out. So ZZ hashtag 461. And I told him I would give him a double entry because we forgot him last time, and that was totally my fault. So ZZ, I hope that the double entry makes up for my blunder last week. Oh, cool. We got Serenity, Chain Danilo. Awesome, you guys. All right, so the names are piling in on Discord. Also, make sure that you put your name in whatever streaming platform you're on. All right, so let me actually, I don't think I published that announcement. There we go. All right. Also, speaking of Serenity, his live stream's coming up here in about an hour, and him and Cyril, they're known to throw quite the party. As a lot of you know from my channel, we've had some 12-hour live streams, and I think one live stream we ended up doing so many giveaways. We gave away $3,000 during one live stream, just like giveaway after giveaway after giveaway. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Chain? Welcome, man. Glad to have you here. Yeah. I see you got your entry in on Discord too. Cool. Serenity, if you're watching, hey, Serenity, make sure to put your name here on the YouTube channel as well. That's the second part of the instructions. And I just want to make sure that you don't get left out because I left ZZ out last time and I feel like a dick. All right, so I'm gonna make the comments a little clearer here. Instructions. There we go. That should do it. That should clear up the confusion. Yo, oh, cool. All right, awesome. Yeah, Serenity, those were the days, man. I miss those days. So we got to do some more live streams together. I really enjoyed having you on here. Was that last week? Man, time flies. But we got to do more live streams together, and at some point, hopefully, you and Cyril invite me onto your new show as a special guest, so we can party all night like once before. Is that how people talk these days? I don't get out much. Here we go. We got Tauntaun. Let's see the Tauntaun. Make sure there he is. I knew you were watching. All right, Tauntaun's on. And I'll put ZZ's for him because, like I said, I left him out last week and I felt bad. All right. Down Home Crypto said, yes, it was. We'll be doing many more, brother. Heck yeah, man. Hey, Lamono said best of luck, everyone. Thanks, Lamono. Which Lamono team member are we talking with? Is this Mike? Is this Lisby? Who are we talking with? Hey, Mike. Hey, cool, man. Glad you're here watching the live stream. This is a long one. Deep into it is when I like to surprise the giveaways. When I think the least amount of people are watching, I like to do the giveaways then. So that way I know the hardcore people who are tuned in 2 hours into it are the ones who are getting the most benefit from it. Glad to have you here, Mike. And by the way, I have not had time to fully pick apart your white paper and all that. I don't know if you caught that earlier. I was saying how much time it takes. I get set so many projects and everyone says, well, let me know what you think of my white paper. I briefly went over your business plan and white paper a little bit, and it sounds like a super cool idea, but I didn't get super into the weeds on it. So I haven't been able to give you any like super critical feedback or critiquing or anything that would be, I don't think it would be wildly, inspiring or thought provoking yet. I would have to sit down and put a lot of time into it to fully understand everything you guys are trying to do. Hey, Deator said, I donated $10 for your animal sanctuary. Thank you so much, dude. Deator, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. My wife appreciates that. More importantly, the 30 plus animals that we've rescued and care for here at the sanctuary, appreciate that. Also, since you donated straight to the donation wallet, if you need any kind, if you're in the United States, no, you said you're in, did you say Berlin? Was it, or Belgium? Right, Belgium, I think you said. So never mind. I was gonna say if you're in the U.S., you could use our 501c3 as a tax write-off for your donation. I know a $10 donation tax write-off some people might think is silly, but it's we just got the 501c3 like a couple months ago. We've been a nonprofit for about 4 years now, and finally got the 501c3 with the IRS. We got, we spent a fortune on lawyers and accountants, making sure we did everything above board and figuring all this out with the crypto stuff. And so yeah, if anybody's ever interested in like a large tax deduction and they want to make a large donation for like tax deduction purposes, and they're in the United States, we, DM me on Discord or email me or whatever, get in touch with me and I can send you like a formal donation letter, like a receipt formally that you can then give to the IRS or whatever at tax time, showing that, yes, we actually donated to a registered 501c3 charity, YaBonks Animal Sanctuary. It's not actually called YaBonks Animal Sanctuary, by the way. But if you DM me, my wife isn't ready to dox the full official organization's name because she's scared of all the crazies out here, because I've gotten death threats before, as you guys know. Just being a DeFi YouTuber comes with the territory. But she's getting there. Like, she's, she's a tough cookie, and I have helped, her with self-defense and firearm training and everything. Like, the YaBonks Sanctuary down here in Florida, we have castle law and everything. So like, you step on our property and you have bad intentions, everybody here is armed, and everything like that. So we're at the point where we're ready to dox the name of the sanctuary. And then it's, there's always risks with that being a public figure, but like, I don't care. I'm not going to live in fear or anything like that. Being a public figure, especially in DeFi or crypto, where it's people say a lot of crazy stuff, but we'll be doxing the full name of the sanctuary soon for everybody. But if you're like a big donor, like a lot of like some of our donors behind the scenes, they know the name of the sanctuary and stuff, like Pug Swap. Like they're a bridge that they take fees and they give all the fees to charities. And we're one of their 5 or 10 charities that they are planning to donate the fees to, which is super cool of them to even consider my animal sanctuary as part of their charity list. And in doing so, they had to verify and everything that, yes, we're a registered 501c3 with the IRS. We're a real organization. And we did all that. And if you're like a large donor and stuff like that, we can verify all that with you and give you the official receipt stuff for your taxes. And yeah, so that's all awesome that we finally got that done. That was such a headache, cost us a fortune figuring all that out with the lawyers and stuff, but glad to have that all squared away with the IRS. And now we're like super, super legit charity in Florida. So that's really cool. All right, let's see. Yeah, Belgium, man. Awesome. And Dieter, thanks again, man. Every little donation helps. I know, $10, that actually goes a long way here. When you got 30 animals and we give them the best food, medical care, everything we can. Their quality of life's the most important thing. Hey, no, ZZ, you did not miss it. Bitfighter's in the house. So ZZ from Bitfighters here, I added you to the list already. I double added your name. So that way you've got 2 entries on here this time because you missed last week because of my fault. Now you're going to get 2 entries today. Hope that makes up for it. And I told everybody a little bit about Bitfighters earlier because somebody, I think Dieter actually brought up Drip. And I went into how it's really cool to see how community members from the Drip community, like ZZ from Bitfighters here, built an entire game that is going to support his favorite projects and communities with real utility and buy pressure through a super fun game that I think it's just super cool. That I love that enterprising spirit of people in DeFi like Bitfighters. So really cool you're here. Lamono said, we appreciate the initial feedback. Follow up waiting when you got time. Absolutely. Hey, we should hop on a call sometime, Mike. Video call preferably. I do that with every project I end up working with, and I would love to get on a call just to get to know you, regardless, and learn who's behind the project, and do a little networking and a meet and greet. Dieter said, here in Belgium, if you support animal shelters or so, you get 50% back. I donate like $500 a year for animals, local and WWF. Sometimes Sea Shepherd. Very cool, man. Good for you. That's awesome. I really appreciate that, just in general. And Down Home said, ZZ, good to see you, buddy. Awesome, guys. All right, so let's see. While I'm doing this, my wife is sending me cute animal pictures from the sanctuary outside right now. She is just sending me the cutest pictures. I love it. It's one of the unspoken benefits of running an animal sanctuary and rescuing animals is the plethora of adorable pictures and videos that you acquire over time of all of your rescued animals. I've got just, I don't even know how many terabytes of footage and pictures I have of all these animals in the most adorable situations. All right, let's see. And Serenity said he put together a new intro for his live stream coming up. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. All right, you guys, I see Taylor and Kioglana also got in here. All right, is that everybody? Who else we got? All right, I think that's good. It's been 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and do the giveaway. I'm going to grab the names. And I'm going to put them in my text editor here. I'm going to parse this data real quick. Taylor, Tonton, Chain, ZZ, Master, Arc. All right. Cool. This is going to be a fun one, you guys. Oh, hey, Lego Lord, H-Beer. Hey, H-Beer, make sure you get in on the Discord real quick. You only got a minute or two. You got in right in the nick of time. I was just about to spin the wheel, so glad you got in here, buddy. H-Beer, I believe, won last week. By the way, where's DeFi? DeFi, are you watching? Oh, DeFi's been deep in the DeFi drama in the Discord scene with me lately. It's been out of control. All right, I think I've got everybody. So let's. All right, this is intense, guys. This is awesome. Like, you have a 10% chance of winning this one. So let's see what happens. And if you haven't, make sure to like the video, please. Helps the algorithm and everything like that. And the more people we get watching, the more the bigger my channel can get and the bigger these giveaways can get. Like, I want to be doing $100 giveaways every week. And I know the projects sometimes sponsor bigger giveaways, and the community often does giveaways for fun as well. But I want to be able to be doing $100 giveaways a week. And in order to get there, I need to have the biggest YouTube channel ever. So like the videos and leave comments, subscribe if you haven't, and share it with your friends, because we're a community, and the bigger this thing gets, the more we can all benefit from it. And then I try to funnel as much money from DeFi and crypto and all my businesses into the animal sanctuary, which is my life goal and mission. All right, so you guys ready for this wheel? Hey, Keoglana. Yes, he's in here. All right. I'm double checking that you guys got in on YouTube and Discord. All right, let's do this. I'm going to spin the wheel in 3, 2, 1. Oh, Keoglana in the house. Congratulations, man. You've won. Good job. Thanks for always joining my live streams, Keoglana. You're super you're a super consistent supporter of my channel. I appreciate it. Congrats, Keoglana. You have won. I am going to DM you, and I'm gonna get your wallet address, and I'm gonna send you over $10 in BNB. Congratulations, man. Yeah. Awesome, man. This is great. It's fun. It's the funnest time of the week for me is doing stuff like this. It's really great. We have the best community. I want to make a little announcement, let everybody know. That's Keoglana. There we go. 4374. Perfect. All right. Great job, everybody. Hey, JB and Deator joined the Discord during this live stream. I'm glad to have you guys in the Discord community. By the way, Discord community is the best. So we've got the Animals channel and the Animal Sanctuary channel. They're my favorite. My wife and I both post videos, behind the scenes Animal Sanctuary videos and pictures in the Animal Sanctuary's channel. And people in the community post their favorite animal pictures in the Animals channel. So if you have an animal, a pet, an animal companion that you love and cherish, or an animal that has been a beloved part of your life at any point, share the pictures and videos in the Animals channel. Our community, as you can tell, loves animals, right? And that's my whole channel is kind of based around entrepreneurship, making money, DeFi, crypto, all that fun stuff, but also animals, animal rescue, animal welfare. And that's my mission, is to save animals from abusive situations and give them good lives, right? So get in there, share your animal pictures. Everybody bonds around that stuff. It's a lot of fun. Deator throwing a cat pic or a cat gift saying sup. Awesome, you guys. It's super fun hanging out. Our Discord community is the best, by the way. It's just a fun place, free speech zone. Talk about whatever. Obviously, keep it R-rated. Don't post anything too explicit, but talk about whatever you want. We all have a good sense of humor in there. None of us really get our feelings hurt. You can talk good or bad about whatever projects you want, and let the best ideas bubble to the top, right? So let's open debate in a civil way, and let's figure out some ways we can all make money and succeed as a community, and also do some good in the world at the same time while we're doing it. And that's kind of the whole basis around this channel, is make a lot of money online and divert that money into doing good stuff while we've got time here on this earth to do it. And then wherever we go after that, who knows? YOLO though. Let's save some animals, and whatever your mission is in life, if it's just to be a better version of yourself, if it's to have a relationship with your creator, if it's to develop a certain level of spirituality, if it's to help people in need, if it's to help children in need, if it's to help the environment, if it's to help your community, if it's to help your family, if it's to help your friends, if it's to help animals that can't help themselves, whatever your mission is, good for you, whatever it is. Let's all try to do some good in whatever ways that we feel most passionate about. Well, we're on this earth with this awesome opportunity to live, have some fun, and do some stuff that makes us feel good to be alive and part of this adventure we call life and the human experience. So, you guys, I think that's all for today. I'm going to wrap this up so that way I can pass the torch over to Serenity and Cyril on. So go check out Serenity's channel, Down Home Crypto. Serenity, I'm gonna. Did you send me a DM? You did. You said you sent me a fun DM for the show. All right, let me download this real quick, and then I'm gonna play this for Serenity, so you guys can get a little bit of an intro here before I go, so you guys can have something fun to look forward to tonight, and I'll be there. I'm actually going to go do a little more cardio tonight while making some phone calls, and then I'm going to tune in on the back 5-mile loop while I'm getting my exercise. I'm going to be joining the show and tuning in and supporting my friends in our community who I think are just amazing people. So let's see. I'm going to pull up this cool video for you guys. Let me see if I did this right. And if let me know if you can hear the audio. All right. This is going to be fun. Okay. There we go. Much better. Can you hear that? Can you guys hear that noise? And if so, then I'm going to play it. Hey, Dieter from Belgium. Nice to hang out with you. Thanks for watching my videos lately. I've been appreciating your comments. Glad to have you here. Also, really enjoyed it. And thank you for the donation to the sanctuary. I am excited to tell my wife that we have a generous donor from Belgium. She'll be glad to hear it. And I'll go tell the animals as well. And I think they understand. You'll see. All right. So you could hear this, Serenity. Let's play it. Boom, dude, I love it. Good work, Serenity. That was badass. Super cool. Awesome, man. It's gonna be fun, and I can't wait to join that party here in an hour, so that way you guys have some time to set up. I'm gonna end this here in the next minute or so. Dieter said, "You're welcome. It's not much, but everything helps. Looking forward to exploring your Discord server." Thank you so much, man. And I am super happy to have another awesome member of our community, which keeps on growing every single week. And my channel keeps growing. We are so close to 5,000 subscribers, you guys. Can you believe it? A year ago, I had 50. So it's just been a daily grind, a weekly grind, and man, it's just it's very humbling to see how much support my channel has gotten in our animal sanctuary and all the work that I put into my DeFi interviews with these business owners and entrepreneurs and projects. I appreciate everybody's support. It's the coolest job in the whole world. I really love it. And yeah, I love all you guys. Spread the love wherever you guys are. Go tell someone close to you that you care about, that you love them. All right. And mean it, and let them know you mean it. You never know. Life is short. So tell someone you love them, that you care about. You never know how much it's going to mean to them. And Taylor said, woohoo. Taylor, I know you're going to be at the party tonight on Serenity's channel. Keoglana cracking up over here. I'm sure Keoglana will be there. Also, Serenity, do you have a link to your channel? Can you DM it to me in Discord real quick? I'll throw it up on the screen so people know where to go after this. And Serenity said, thank you, brother. Thanks for sharing and promoting. Always, dude. You're like core YaBonks community. You're as core as it gets. I'll always promote you and your channel. You know that. And Melton said, this is great. Down Home Crypto Serenity. And Ton said, thanks, YaBonks. Serenity said, great show, brother. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. All right. I got the link to Serenity's channel. So if you're watching, it's right there. YouTube.com at Serenity_DHC. So youtube.com/Serenity_DHC. And that's where the party will be in 53 minutes from now. Serenity and Cyril, and I will be tuning in while getting my sweat on, doing some hills out there in the countryside, because that's important to me right now, is getting back in shape. Pow. Love you, Master. Master said, love you, YaBonks. I love you too, man. I love all you guys. Best community. It's such a good feeling doing this. If that's the thing, like, people are scared to put themselves out there, and there's risk to it and everything, but it is worth it, just because, like, being out here and having a community kind of and being part of that community, man, it is just a satisfying thing. Having so many friends out here is just really amazing. Especially, I live so far out in the middle of nowhere. If you guys didn't know that, I'm like 35 minutes from the nearest town. So I do not get out much. I spend every day, all day, with my wife and our animals. So, like, you guys are my community. And, like, yeah, I talk to my family and my mom and stuff on the phone as much as I can. And I got friends from, like, back home, and we got friends around here as well, but they're far away and I don't get out much. So you guys are my community. You guys are my friends. And I hang out with you guys more than I hang out with basically anybody but my wife and animals. So this is the funnest time of the week for me, you guys. This is a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see you guys tonight on Serenity's show. Somer, hey, what's up, man? Glad you're here too, Somer Zana. All right, you guys. Thanks again for watching, and tune in next week. We'll have more DeFi drama. I'll give you guys some updates. We've had some animal updates, some good, some bad. It comes with the animal sanctuary and the animal rescue business, and some of it's heavy stuff, as you guys know. So I'll give you guys some updates on all that stuff next week, and hopefully there's more crazy DeFi drama to get into next week. There always is. It just gets crazier. So, and then we'll also do more giveaways. So tell your friends, get in here, watch the live stream, win some free money, and hang out, listen to me ramble on. And I've got some special guests lined up. I had one lined up today, but there's some extenuating circumstances. So I rescheduled that one because of some of this drama going on. And I want to try to get some other special guests on surrounding some of that stuff. So anyway, it's going to be fun. It'll be a good time as usual. So I'll see you guys all later. Adios.